Hi everybody, Alex here from Expert Forex, and in today's video I'm going to tell you about a trader that has lost $50,000 but never gave up and made it all back and even more. Furthermore, I'm going to show you exactly the approach used by this trader so that you can merely copy that approach to achieve the same result. Now, today's video actually started with my previous video, and here is my previous video. It's copy our plan, how we made $1 million, the mental preparation, the plan, and the strategy. And this was published a day or two ago. Now, this video generated quite a few comments, and here are some, for me, easily the best video you've ever produced. Thanks for the boost, Alex. Excellent video, Alex. Thank you. And then the big one that suddenly cropped up in the comments of this video: after losing more than 50 grand USD, I never gave up. I found Alex's copy trading system and I made it back and more. Now, this is the kind of comment that I live for. I have been teaching traders for over 2 decades, and my main purpose of that is to generate successful traders. And when I get a comment like this, it makes all that effort worthwhile. You know, when you look back at your life, you don't think about how much money you've made. You actually think about other things like family and how many people you've helped in your life. And a comment like this really makes all those efforts so worthwhile. Now, the comment was made by a guy called David Brink, and I pronounce that Brink because Brink is a very South African surname. I doubt whether he calls himself Brink. And he also made a comment a few months ago. So in other words, this is not something that just cropped up. He said, I bought some of the EAs they provide and looked at all the videos and lost because either I was impatient or did not understand my EA and the market. This service, and we're going to look at this service later on, takes all that away. I'm close to recovering everything I lost in a month by following this service. This is by far the best side income you can possibly hope for. I'm blowing his trumpet because he changed my life with that service. Now, when I can change people's lives, that's really important to me. Okay, so let's get into this. How was $50,000 recovered? In other words, if you are recovering $50,000, you are making $50,000 and more, as he said. All right, so the first thing, which he mentioned in his comments, he used the account linking service. So let's go and have a look at this service and how he managed to generate such big income. Okay, here we are on the website of the Link to Success service, where you can link your account to successful proven robot strategies. And let's go down to the accounts that you can use. And here they are, and they will be updated today. And here is a list of all the accounts, and I like sorting them in terms of monthly average gains. And I'm just going to sort this one. And there we are. And you can see there are monthly gains of 30%, 20%, 10% that are available. And there are over 60 accounts that you can choose from. So this is what this trader used. He backed the best accounts that are linkable in this particular service. And he did not only back one account, he backed a portfolio of accounts. And if your accounts are generating 30% a month and 20% a month and so on, you are making a lot of money. And you are doubling your account every 4 to 8 months. And that is probably what he did, and that's the only way that I can think that he did, is he chose the best accounts to link to and benefited from these great returns. And we'll talk about these great returns in a lot more detail. So that's how this is the tool that he used. He had his own account and he linked that account to these fantastic accounts. Okay, so then the other important thing that happened with this particular trader, the trader had a mental paradigm shift. So he moved from doing his own trading, using robots to trade. He moved from that perspective to one of backing winning traders. Now that's a big mental paradigm shift for most traders. Most traders want to get in there, they want to play stops and targets and have all the fun of trading. Whereas this guy stood back and he said, I haven't done too well with that little exercise of trading my own stuff. I am going to look for traders that I have proven track records, and all I'm going to do is back the winners and link my account to that. Now that's a complete paradigm shift, and that is what this trader went through. And really, I need to congratulate the trader, because very few traders can do that. And that reminds me of an accountant that I knew when I qualified as a chartered accountant. One of the guys said, "Look, I know that as a chartered accountant, my earnings are going to be limited by the hours I can put into the job. I'm going to have to work very hard to earn a good salary, and a good salary is what you earn when you're a chartered accountant." So he said, "But if I could multiply myself, I could earn so much more." So what he did, so he started an accounting agency where you could hire an accountant for a month to 2 years to fill in gaps in your business. Now, he had the top firms on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange as clients. So how it worked, he would charge 20% more than what he's paying his accountant. So let's say he's paying his accountant $10,000, he would earn an extra $2,000 on that. So what it meant is that if he hired out 5 accountants, he would earn the equivalent of 1 accountant's salary. Now, he didn't just stop there. He ended up having 300 to 500 accountants working for him on a temporary basis. So he was earning 20% of 500 accountants' salaries. And that is how he multiplied his income. But that took a paradigm shift, because he had spent 6 years becoming a chartered accountant, and he had all those skills and he knew all those things. And within a year, he had moved from not using those skills at all, but to making a lot of money based on his knowledge of accountancy. Now, that's exactly what happens here. Instead of trying to earn money as a trader, this trader moved away and said, I'm now going to make money from backing winners. So this is an illustration on how the paradigm shift. It's a difficult one if you are not prepared for it. Then the next step that this trader had was they overcame mental baggage. Now, mental baggage is a major problem in Forex trading. And once you have made a loss of 50,000, you have got so much baggage, and that baggage might have been caused by unrealistic expectations, greed, desperation, impatience, taking shortcuts, dangerous gambling approaches, trading with a death wish. Well, believe it or not, there are traders out there that do that, and overcoming the addiction of Forex trading. Forex trading can be addictive, and you can lose a lot of money if you don't do it right. So he overcame those problems, turned them around completely, which is very unusual. When I get an email from somebody that says, I've just lost $20,000, I need a robot that can recover that, I basically say, look, make sure that you don't have an addiction to, and that your expectations are realistic. I don't like dealing with those traders because they have too much baggage. They are desperate to recover their money. This this guy overcame all of that. So, full marks to him. All right, then the next thing that a lot of traders ignore is you need money to make money. Now, this guy didn't make $50,000 by trading a $500 account or even a $10,000 account. His account needed to be between $40,000 and $60,000 at least to generate that kind of return over, let's say, a 10 to 15 month period. So he had money in order to make money. You cannot make that kind of money if you don't have a trading account that is on which you can generate a good return. Even if you're generating 30% a month, you still need a huge trading account to generate 50,000. Now the service has only been going for about 7 months, so that 50,000 that he's made has been made on a lot of trading capital. I don't know how much. This is a principle that a lot of traders don't appreciate, is that you need money to make money. Then the biggest skill that this trader developed was the skill to select great strategies or great winners or great accounts to link. Now let me show you how we help traders like this. On our linking service, we have a list of accounts that you can link to, and there is the list. And we also rate them. We tell you these are high risk, very high risk, medium risk, all that type of thing. So we help you along the way with those ratings. But further down on this list, there is also what we call a risk analysis. And so we supply you with a lot of information about the returns over the last 6 weeks, the drawdowns over the last 6 weeks, how long the account has in fact been listed, the floating profit and losses, the gains for this week, and so on. So we supply a lot more information about risk analysis and that type of thing. You can also go into a particular account by clicking on that blue link, and you can then go into FX Blue, which will give you a further risk analysis of this account. And you can see this account's done pretty well. It's a $300 return over 255 days, nice profitability, a good success rate, and so on. You can see what they've been trading, and you can also go and have a look at the average loss. Look how the average loss in this case is higher than the average win, and we'll talk about that in a lot more detail. But you can also, there's statistics that you can look at. You can look at an analysis of the results. So FX Blue provides you with the most fantastic ability to analyze the account that you're linking to. And this is what this trader did. He studied this in a lot of detail because he's investing a lot of money in these accounts. So he would study these in a lot of detail. So he would know how to select winning accounts. Okay, now you can see how important all of these points on this list is to his particular success. Now here's one that you really need to pay attention to. It is the crux of trading, and it is the principles that have made me considerable money in my career. It is a very simple principle. Very few people know about it. You need to know when to take higher risk. That sounds like gambling and all that, but it's not. Let's go and have a look at this in a little bit more detail. All right, so it's the principle of do you accelerate or do you brake? Those are the principles when you're trading. So the general principle is, if you have a highly robust trading system, you accelerate. If you haven't tested your system, you're not sure about it, then you brake. Then you have lower lot sizing. Here you have higher lot sizing. That's a simple principle, simple principle. So how do you tell these things? You look at the statistics of your strategy. Now, here we have, so there are two components into this. Firstly, you need a high success rate. Anything over 60% is good. And you need winners that are bigger than losers. Once you've got those two components, you can put your foot on the accelerator and put the house on that strategy. I'm not recommending this, but I'm just saying that is your accelerator conditions. You need high success, winners, and this has to be measured over, let's say, 50 trades at least. You can't do it over the last 5. So here's an example of link 29, which is available on our linking service. Success rate 68%. That's more than adequate. But here is the difference. The average win is so much higher than the average loss, and the average result is very high. So those are the components that will make you money. Now, this is what this guy did. He found strategies that have a high success rate and a average win that's higher than the loss. That's all you have to do. If you do that, you can put your foot on the accelerator. Now, what do I mean by putting your foot on the accelerator? When you link to the service, it says, do you want to link on a one-on-one basis? In other words, if the signal provider uses one lot, do you want to also use one lot? So if you find a strategy that's really good, like this particular one, you can say, okay, no, I'm going to go for 1.5 times the signal provider's lot. So if the signal provider has a 1 lot for their signals, you will be trading 1.5 lots. So that is a secret, not a secret, it's just common sense that successful traders use to make above average gains. Now, the Forex market is such that it's leveraged. So already you are ahead of the game. You are trading high leveraged instruments. Now, if you can find this kind of thing, it's like leveraging leverage. It's just, you're just making so much more money from the trading. And if you don't take advantage of this concept, you are falling behind. But I've only spoken about the accelerator. You must pay attention to the breaking side too. If they're not good, if the winners are lower than the losers, then you need to do the opposite. You need to apply the brakes. But this is a fundamental and key principle that will allow you to create super profits and earn a lot more on your limited capital. Okay, next point, you need confidence. Now, this trader had a lot of confidence to stake as much capital as was required to recover $50,000. Now, where does this confidence come from? The confidence is not based on, oh, I believe, or I know, or I hope type of approach. The confidence comes from developing the skills. In other words, what you do is you look at the accounts that need to be that are available for trading. You then trade them on demo accounts, and you apply the principles that I've shown you about success rates and winners and losers and all that. And once you see it working on a demo account, you are confident. You are so much confident. But you do not, that confidence doesn't come from putting it onto a live account and losing that money, because that goes back to creating mental baggage and all those kind of things, and you're into really big problematic things. So you create your confidence on demo accounts, and then once you're supremely confident, you put your money into live accounts. So you need that confidence. You cannot join this linking service without the skills to select great strategies, and you only gain confidence in your skills select by practicing on demo accounts. Now, I know this sounds really silly, but you have to develop your skills on demo accounts, and those, once you've got those skills, you need confidence before you trade. Then the last point is consolidate your gains. Now, this is another trading principle that I learned to my detriment. But what happens in trading is that when you are doing well, you are at your most vulnerable because you are overconfident. You are taking risks that are too high. So you get into this Superman mentality where nothing can go wrong. Very dangerous mental state to be in. So you need to always be objective. You need to apply the same principles throughout. and you need to bank your gains. So in other words, if you've doubled your account, pull out your original capital, put it in the bank, it then becomes risk-free, and then you can trade on with what's left. So you need to consolidate your gains. You need to make sure that when a bad thing is going to happen, that you're not going to get hurt. So you need to do that. You need to be aware of the Superman trader danger and guard against it all the time. Now you'll see that in this list I've mentioned a few things that was done by this trader, but you will notice that a lot of them are psychological, mental things, and that is the one side of trading that traders really fall down on. They don't give it the importance that it deserves. But confidence is a mental state. Having a skill is a mental skill. So it's all mental stuff that happens here. And that's how this guy made the money. He was supremely strong mentally. He got rid of his mental baggage. He shifted his paradigm. He decided this is the way to make money, and he developed the skills to select great strategies, got confidence in them, and he also knew when to take higher risk. Now I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope I've given you some food for thought. Forex trading is not difficult, but it is not easy because of the mental elements that play a role in Forex trading. And you need to make sure that you have the confidence to trade live money before you do. If you're not already participating in our linking service, I sincerely urge you to at least give it a go for 2 or 3 months. You don't need to trade live money. You can trade demo money. Develop the skills of selecting those winning accounts. And once you've developed that, you will have the confidence to put your money where your mouth is. Links to items mentioned in this video will be in the description of the video, as well as in the commentary of the video. The cost of the linking service is really very small compared to the benefits that you gain. For instance, this trader has made this fantastic return and only paid probably $42 a month. So from me, Alex Aploy, cheerio.